from the speakers, that helps a lot. The other thing on resonance, okay, a room necessarily has resonance, but usually you're not going to have to worry about resonance unless you've got like a bass guitar or something, a bass signal in the room. Where I really get into resonance is when they cut the mic. Because what you've done is you've just made a small chamber around there, and so it works great for bass. I know it's going to amplify because it hits that resonant frequency, but it does the same thing for some high notes, and those high notes, it's going to peak on those. On the sheet, I think I said, don't cut the mic unless you know what you're doing. Is that?
Yeah.
All right. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to cut the mic, make sure you're talking in a bass voice. If you go high on that, those high notes are going to hit it and they're going to squeak. If you cut the mic and it starts squeaking, all you can do is let it go. There's nothing your sound man can do to stop it when it does that. Now, Bishop, he cuts the mic, but he knows what he's doing. Because if he hears a squeak, he just lets it go. He knows how. Because there's even a point where, okay, I've got two walls here. If I get it close to my face, there's another resonant chamber that I just created, and it'll squeak just from me getting close to my face like that. Oh. And so they know, people who cut the mic and do it well, they know how close they can get it, how far they have to keep it back to get just that right effect. But like I said, once you do that, you're on your own. The sound man can't help you with that part after you cut the mic. The last thing is distortion. On the distortion, like I said, the only thing that what we do on the distortion is we'll turn the gain down. And with the praise team, it's really tricky because we have 4 channels. We have 4 praise mics, we have 4 channels. And so what may happen is, if they're singing soft and low, and I'll get everybody, and everybody is solid green. No red, no distortion at all. But, and let's say one person's singing a little bit louder than someone else, but we're still green. But what happens is there's an amplifier in the back sound room that goes out just to the praise team monitors. And so at this point, all of these signals get summed together. And I've got a value control here. And so where I might have a good signal here, good signal here, good signal here, when it combines them together, it starts clipping them. And so even though everything looks good on my board, it's getting clipped back here, and it sounds a mess in the praise team monitors. Now, a good thing is that the praise team monitors are separate from the house monitors. So it can still sound good in the house, because those can handle a little bit more. But at the praise team, it doesn't sound as clear. So what I don't want to do is I could go back to the amplifier in the back room and turn it down a little bit. But if I do that, then if they start singing low again, it's too low to amplify for them to hear themselves there. So what I have to do is at that point, I have to pick whoever's loudest there, and I have to bring them down to keep that from being read. Every once in a while, when it gets really loud, usually I don't even check it, but once in a while, I'll go back and check it. So if it sounds really bad in those monitors, someone has to let me know if I didn't go back there and check. And I'll talk about that in a second, because I'm going to talk about our church's layout. But that's where we get into our big problem with distortion. On the main house board, the one thing that I watch is I never let it go into the red, because that means out there in the house it sounds distorted. So, but the praise team monitors, those I have seen red on there. One more thing.